How y'all doing? Let's talk fishing. Today, we talking about that time. The best time of the year to fish, in my opinion. Best time to catch your personal best. Catch your biggest one. And I'm going to just talk about a couple of my favorite baits that I like to use this time of year to try to catch big fish. Alright? So, just my opinions. Let me know what y'all think. First thing, subscribe. You keep telling me I got to tell you to subscribe, to like the videos. Helps me out. Let me know if you like what we talk about, that kind of stuff. So, subscribe. Second thing, I'm in South Louisiana, downtown Pierre Part, and last week of February, first week of March is coming. So if you're not I-20, if you're anywhere south I-20, this conversation is right here, right now. Let's get it on. If you're north I-20, you're a couple weeks behind. If you're way up yonder, you might be six weeks, couple months behind. But these baits, these tactics, techniques still gonna work for you. Just might be a few weeks down the road. So let's get into it. Pre-spawn, spawning fish, best baits ever. 1/2 ounce black and blue jig, 50-pound braid. Time to get it on. Now, the jig is a 1/2 ounce buckeye thump jig. That's a big bite trailer. Braided line. So this time of year you're probably fishing clear water. Sometimes I like to stay away from braid with in the clear water. But here's why you can get away with it this time of year. When fish are spawning, they're on beds, they're not worried about your line. If they're not spawning, they pre-spawn, they're cruising. They're not worried about your line this time of year. They're worried about protecting and eating and getting it on. So that's why we can get away with braid. I like the jig. I always talk about how I like to swim it. Way up shallow. A lot of times you just get a bite, you see them, and you can get it right back to them. And once you see them, you can get back to them and sight fish them and fish them like a spawn fish once you locate them. And two, I like to drag it nice and slow and steady. And it's the best big bass bait ever. All right? Throw on the right equipment, Cast King deadbolt, no drag, spirale rod, that's Cast King braid. Best big bass bait ever. Black and blue jig. Next bait that's really good in this pre-spawn, spawn type of stuff is a floating jerk bait. This is a scope stick from Bill Lewis, floating jerk bait. And it's a real big deal down here around my house, and it's a cool bite. Throw that jerk bait. Again, it could be no matter how deep. If you got enough water to float it, it works. Throw it out there, jerk it down, let it float back up. Same thing, jerk it down, let it float back up. And the deal is it stays in them fish's face, going down, floating right back up. Small twitches, you just want to roll it a little bit, and you come up and get it. This right here, that floating jerk bait, I'd like to know how many fish are caught in South Louisiana on a floating jerk bait. This is let's be real. Let's not call it a floating jerk bait. This is a good one from Bill Lewis. The original Rogue is the one that taught us what we were doing with it. So that floating jerk bait, especially around cypress trees, bushes, anywhere you throw a wacky worm, throw this thing, right? I like to throw monofilament on it because you want it to float, like 12-pound monofilament, short twitches, soft rod, life is good. This is the reel I throw it on is a Cast King MG12. It's real good for throwing lightweight baits like jerk baits so they don't twirl on you and drive you nuts. So floating jerk bait, twitch, pause, let it come down, float back up, let them get it. Let's keep moving down to the next rod, something that help you catch fish this time of year. I've been on that tube lately. That tube is a big deal. It's a big bait, moves water, and it just gets bit. I like to throw it 25-pound line, 1/4 ounce weight, throw it on that deadbolt. Here's what I can tell you about this tube for sure, is that it seems like you don't feel many bites. That line will just start moving. So be ready for that when you're flipping that tube. But with all baits this time of year. We're about to talk about a sinkhole. We're about to talk about some more Texas rig stuff. Just be careful this time of year, because you're dealing with fish on beds. That line will just start moving. All right, it's just moving that bait. Sometimes you swing, you hit them. If you miss them, get right back to them because that fish is in that area. All right, so that's a tool. 25-pound line, getting after it. Another way I like the Texas rig this time of year. Sometimes they're a little finicky, and I'll just finesse flip. All right, this is a flip around and find out. This is a new bait coming from Big Bite. Fletcher put it together. You see, it's just a cool looking little bait. I'll downsize everything. Downsize my bait. Downsize my line from like 25 down to 15. 1/8 ounce weight. Back the rod down a little bit. Just finesse everything for when they're not like we want them, when they're not biting, when they're not killing it. We just downsize everything and slow down, drag a little bit more. Just turn everything down and get some more bite. This one is a mainstay in pre-spawn and spawn fishing all around the country. Good thing about that sinkhole is you can rig it a couple different ways. You can Texas rig it weightless like this. Let's pretend we don't have a spin on it. 20-pound fluoro 4-aught hook, and just flip it. Texas rig it. Flip it like you would that tube, or that flip around and find out your favorite craw, whatever. Just flip it. Big thing about that sinkhole I like about it is you can skip it nice and easy. You can skip it, get it where you want it, and man, that sinkhole bite's weird. A lot of times we just talk about it with the tube flipping baits. That line will just cut and just sneak away on you, just disappear it and cut it on you. So regular old Texas rig. I like to add that spinner to it, and wacky rigging on a spinning rod is another killer way for that sinkhole. But that sinkhole rig, your favorite way, is it's a killer. It just puts fish in a boat this time of year. Check it out. And of course, there's more. You really thought I'd talk about spring fish when I was talking about a frog? Look at that. That's that Boom Boom frog from Frog Factory. Set up, Cast King deadbolt. Here's a tip: frog fishing this time of year. A lot of times you get real aggressive with it, and we walk it and all that kind of stuff. We're still walking it, but we're keeping it right close to that cover, close to where everything that bed is. And not 5, 6, 7 twitches like sometimes we normally do. Get it moving, like 1 or 2 twitches, 2 or 3 twitches, and let it sit there forever. And let them ripples go away, and then twitch it once. And a lot of times that'll get you those bites, because we talking those fish into biting. This frog is gonna work with same places, same situation as that floating jerk bait. So if you're getting bit on one, pick up the other. Gotta have a frog. Anytime that water's above 55, sometimes 50, who knows? Just throw a frog all the time. So those are some of my favorite ways to catch fish. This time of year, at the end of March, no we're not, at the end of February, going into March, we got a warming trend. Again, I'm in South Louisiana, downtown Pierre Park. If you further north, this is going to back up a little bit, but you can still fish. When it's your time, you can still catch fish in your area using these baits. Anytime we talk about water temp 60 on up, this is how I'm attacking it. Now, we got the baits. You got your favorite fishing spot. Make sure you got the right equipment. Get you some fresh breed, fresh fluorocarbon. I throw Cast King. I like that stuff. Check your rods. What you want to do with your rods is work down every eye on the rod. We'll make sure the ceramic's not cracked. We don't want to cut no line. Q-tip works good just to test that out. Make sure your reel's all good. My favorite reel is the deadbolt from Cast King. There's no drag system on it. It's locked down. I like that when I'm frogging, flipping, using big line. If I drop down to 15, 12-pound line, I'm setting hook, I'll back down to a Mega Jaws Elite. Something with a drag. Make sure you got a net. All that good stuff. So, that's the baits I like fishing with this time of year. A couple tips. Watch your line. throw back on them if you miss a bite, especially this time of year. Check your equipment. Go catch a few fish. I hope this video was good for you. Hope it taught you something. Hope it helps you put a few fish in the boat.